Let's take a walk.
One of the greatest American films ever made makes the tricky transition from the big screen to the PC, PS2, and Xbox. EA's newest blockbuster movie title is heavily influenced by the Academy Award-winning masterpiece, but doesn't let you manipulate its world as much as you might like. Very few people should be unfamiliar with the story, which follows the rise and fall of the Corleone crime family in New York City during the 1940s. Fans of the infamous trilogy will definitely appreciate being immersed in its world, and the story missions give you plenty to do.
I bet deep down, you're not such a bad guy.
The desire to rise to the top of the underworld definitely comes through, but some of the objectives, like intimidating store owners and taking over backroom operations, can get repetitive.
Why should I even give you a dime?
Instead of playing one of the film's characters, you have to create your own and work your way into the story. While it's interesting to see moments that weren't featured in the film, especially those involving returning actors like James Caan and Robert Duvall, the events from the movie are too brief and sporadic. You'll get to watch some memorable moments, but you'll rarely be able to interact with them. And considering you're now the main character, film buffs will sorely miss Michael Corleone as a featured cast member. And Al Pacino doesn't provide the character's voiceover. Michael's not gone completely, but he doesn't play nearly as big of a role as he did in the movie. The controls are pretty intuitive, and the game has a helpful tutorial process.
Convince him to pay his dues to the Corleones. Think you know what to do?
The combat is particularly gratifying. Using the analog stick, especially during fistfights that are more down and dirty than your average fighting game, is more rewarding than just mashing the face buttons. Driving was also easy to pick up and manage, but the shooting controls missed the mark a bit. Sometimes enemies will shoot at you from behind objects, and it's hard to be very precise from a distance. Just like GTA, it can get tricky to pick the target you want from a group of enemies. It's easy to accidentally pull out your weapon at the wrong time, which causes rival families to take you out. At the same time, arming yourself when you're under fire can be a slow process. But there are a couple of quick melee kills you can use when you get up close that deliver the brutal combat you'd expect from a Godfather game. The bustling city in The Godfather is very evocative of post-Depression New York. There are beautiful buildings and cityscapes. The rural neighborhoods give you views into other parts of the city, and the environments adjust well to different times of day. The on-screen map is not very detailed, but you won't mind getting lost much due to the rich detail in each area. For a movie-licensed game, especially one made in the 1970s, the character models are outstanding for the current generation. Their facial features and speech animation are impressive. You'll often recognize familiar characters just by looking at them, even when they're in the background in some cinemas.
Looking for a job, kid? You might be able to squeeze in a little batting practice.
The voiceover, on the other hand, is surprisingly stiff. The game features several actors returning from the film, including one of Marlon Brando's final performances. But the dialogue in some scenes sounds unnatural.
The Corleone family has need of men like you. Because, as we speak, our enemies encircle us, waiting to prey on any sign of weakness.
This might be due to the fact that each actor is reprising a role he played over 30 years ago. It's certainly a treat to see and interact with each character you know and love, but none of the cinemas carry the same emotional weight as they did in the film.
Pop! God damn it!
The Godfather may not be the first movie you'd think could be successfully translated into an entertaining game, but EA has made it into an above-average action-adventure. It isn't the film faithfully brought to life, but those that enjoy free-roaming crime dramas like Mafia and Grand Theft Auto, and hardcore fans of the film trilogy, should enjoy this opportunity to live in its world for a while.